Hello student, welcome all of you to massive open online course on Indian economy. Today we are going to discuss the module entitled Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which is also called MGNREGA. After completing this module, you are able to learn the background of implementation of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program, the important objectives as well as benefits of this program, as well as the impact of this program in the rural economy of our country. The model consists with 9 sections. Section 1 introduces the starting of the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program. From section 2 to section 8 deal with different aspects of this program. Specifically, section 2 describes the background of this program. Then section 3 explores the objectives of this program, target groups, and the mechanism of implementation of this program also explodes in section 4. Section 5 is the provision of the benefits of this program, whereas section 6 explores the fund allocation for this program, and section 7 describes the performance of this program on the basis of certain key indicators. Section 8 also explores the impact of this program in the rural economy of India, and final section gives some concluding remarks. Government of India introduced National Rural Employment Guarantee Program in August 25, 2005. It is guaranteed for 100 days employment for the rural people, but it was executed from the year 2006. From 2009, it was renamed as Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which is called the MGNREGA in popularly. And this program is treated as the silver bullet for the eradication of the poverty and unemployment in the rural economy of India. This is the first attempt after the independence in our country, because this program related with the right to work of the worker. Before introduction of this program, Government of India introduced a number of employment generating program from 4th 5-year plan. This program are listed as National Rural Employment Program, Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program, Jawahar Rozgar Yojana, Employment Assurance Scheme, and Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana, among the others. But all these programs which are related with the employment generating program in our country, there are some limitation of this program. Because of this limitation, the effectiveness in respect of the generation of the employment or eradication of the poverty was not observed in our country. The basic weakness of these programs are listed as they have limited in respect of generation of the mandates. They are also limited in respect of the generation of the productive asset, as well as they are also limited in respect of the implementation mechanism, that is the planning component of this program, are relatively weak. Side by side, these programs are also designed from the supply side. They do not consider the demand of the job of the worker. On the basis of this background, that is on the basis of the problem of this background, planner considered the particular program during 2005, and this program is called the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which is renamed after 3 years of its execution from 2009 as Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, MGNREGA. In this program, there is the provision of 100 days guaranteed employment. Not only that, this program also ensure the right to work of the household in our country, and there is also the provision of the generation of the sustainable asset in the rural economy. Now we consider the important objectives of this program. As regards the important objectives, MGNREGA is seen to be a powerful instrument for ensuring inclusive growth in rural India through its impact on social protection, livelihood security, and democratic empowerment. The specific objective of MGNREGA also related with the employment generation. The first and foremost objective of this program is the generation of the employment. There is the provision of the generation of 100 days employment, guaranteed employment for the rural people. There is also the provision of the creation of the asset. Therefore, asset creation is also another important objective. Another important objective is the increase the agricultural wage rate. In this particular program in MGNREGA, there is the provision of the minimum statutory wages. This minimum statutory wage in the rural economy also helps to improve the informal wage rate of the casual laborers, specifically informal wage rate in the agricultural sector. Therefore, MGNREGA indirectly affects the rural agricultural wage rate. The MGNREGA program also related with the empowerment of the women as well as the empowerment of the weaker section of the society like SC and ST. Therefore, there is the provision of at least 1/3 job for the rural women. In this way, MGNREGA helps to empower the women. There is also provision of the specific job or mandate for the SC and ST workers. Another objective of this program is the reduction of distress migration. The basic problem in the rural economy is the distress migration because the works are not available round the year. They are available only the agriculturally peak season. Therefore, during the lean season, workers are forced to migrate in the distant place for their job, and they are forced to participate in the low paid job, and these types of migration is called the distress migration. MGNREGA provides the employment in the rural area during the lean season. In this way, it aims to reduce or control the rural out migration or rural distress migration. Reduction of the rural poverty as well as financial inclusion is also the important objective of this program. Finally, the MGNREGA also aims to create sustainable asset for the rural economy for future development of the rural area. If we consider the target groups of this program, then there is no barriers of entry in this particular area, in this particular program. Rural unskilled workers are mainly eligible to do the job in this particular program. Though some jobs are restricted or reserved for the women, but there is no restriction to participate in this job. Anyone who are interested for unskilled job can participate in this program. If we consider the implementation mechanism of this program, then the first steps of the participation of this program is to the job card. Gram Panchayat or Gram Sabha issued the job card to the household. On the basis of the job card, the worker are eligible to demand for the work. Therefore, workers' demand for work is the second step. After demanding the work is assigned for the household, and attendance is recorded in the master roll. Master roll is prepared to maintain the attendance of this program. Then the measurement of the work is done, and after that pay order is generated, and finally the payment is received within the 15 days of the completion of the work. In this way, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Program was implemented in our country. Now we consider the provision of benefits in this program. In this program or in this particular act, there is the provision of generation of the employment, not only employment but guaranteed employment. There is the provision of 100 days guaranteed employment for the rural people, and these 100 days guaranteed employment for the rural people also executed by the act or by the legal sanctioned. And not only that, when the workers or household are demanding for job within 15 days, they will be provided this job and within the 5 km radius of their location. There is also the provision of the statutory minimum wages, and the statutory minimum wages also revised from time to time. There is also the provision for unemployment allowances. After getting the demand from the household, if the state government not able to generate employment or not able to provide employment to the household, then the state government will provide the unemployed allowances, and this unemployment allowances is the 1/3 of the minimum wages of this program. There is also the provision of the medical treatment in case of the work or during the work time. If the workers injured, then there is the provision of the medical treatment, and during the medical treatment they are benefited a daily allowances which is not less than half of the statutory minimum wages. Side by side, this program is universal for all the person, that is all person can benefit from this program. There is also the provision of some facilities, and these facilities are related with the drinking water, set for small children and workers for rest, first aid box with adequate material for the emergency treatment of minor injuries, as well as crèche for the baby. That is, at the work site, there is the provision for different types of facilities that helps the worker to participate in this program. And this program also secured at least 30% job for the women. As regard fund allocation, central government bears the major fund of this program. Entire cost of the unskilled labor maintained by the central government. But in case of material cost or skilled and unskilled worker, 75% cost bears by the central government, whereas 25% cost bears by the state government. The administrative expenses also the part of the central government, as well as the cost of the National Employment Guarantee Council is also the part of the central government. State government considers the 25% of the material cost as well as the cost of the semi-skilled and the unskilled worker, whereas the unemployment allowances, the cost of unemployment allowances is the part of the central government. In this way, the cost of this program is being distributed with the central and state government, though the majority of the cost is the part of the central government. Now we considered the performance of this program. We can analyze the performance of this program on the basis of a number of important indicators. In this program or in this particular act, there are the provisions of so many facilities, but at reality, at what extent MGNREGA able to fulfill this provision, that can be analyzed in these sections, in the section of performance. If we consider the coverage of this program, then since its inception from 2006, now the program is introduced in all the rural districts, all 733 rural districts in our country, and 16.4 crore households are getting the job card from this program. But out of the 16.4 crore household, 10.1 crore household are active job cards, that is 10.1 crore household are participating in this program. In respect of employment, 7 crore household received the employment from this program. 7 crore rural household received the employment from this program, and this 7 crore rural household is actually the size of the 21% of the rural household. That is, under this program, 21% of the rural household obtained the benefit of the employment. The performance of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, or MGNREGA, is being analyzed on the basis of some key indicators for the period of 2012-13 to 2021-22. During this last 10 years, we are able to understand at what extent the benefits of the MGNREGA program are received by the households. If you consider the particular indicator, that is percentage generated so far, that is total number of percentage generated in this program. If you consider this total number of percentage generated in this program, then the figure was fluctuated from year to year. It was fluctuated in between 166.2094 to 389.09. That is, total mandates generated by this program ranged from 166 to 389 crore during this period. It was relatively low during the year 2014 and 15, where the value was 160.21 crore, and it was maximum during the COVID period, COVID lockdown period. In the year 2020 and 21, it was 389.09. That is, during this year, MGNREGA able to generated 389.09 crore mandates in our country. The number of mandates was also high in the year 2021 and 22, and it was 363.4. Now, if you look into the composition of these total mandates, that is, composition in this mandate in respect of SC workers, ST workers, and the female participation. If you consider total mandate is 100, then what is the share of the participation of the SC workers, what is the share of the participation of ST workers, and what is the share of participation of women workers? If we look into the percentage share of mandates of SC worker in respect of total mandates generated by this program, then we have seen that this percentage share gradually declined during this period. In the year 2013 and 14, it was 22.81%. That is, during the year 2013 and 14, out of total percentage, 22.81% for the SC workers. That is, SC workers were participated at the extent of 22.81%, but their share gradually declined over time, and during the recent years, that is during the year 2021-22, their share declined to 19.7%. That is why we call the participation of the SC people gradually declined during this period in this program or in this scheme. If you consider the ST participation, that is percentage share of ST percentage to total percentage generated by MGNREGA, then their share also fluctuated from year to year, and it ranged in between 16.97% in the year 2014-15 to 18.51% in the year 2019-20. But if we consider the participation of the women, that is the percentage share of women percentage to total percentage, then their share also fluctuated from year to year, but around the year their share was higher than the 50%. In MGNREGA program, there is the provision of at least 1/3 job for the women, but at least 1/3 job means 33.3% job, but in reality women are benefited more from this program, and their share was more than 50%. In the year 2012-13, the percentage share of women participation was 51.3%, which increased to 56.16% in the year 2016-17. During the recent years, their share was 56.67%, and on average we can say that more than 50% job has been created for the women in the rural region. Now we consider another indicator which is called average percentage. This is the most important indicator to understand the performance of the MGNREGA program. In Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, there is the provision of 100 days guaranteed employment to the rural household. But in reality, we see that the mandate or percentage that was generated by this program is lower than the 100 days guaranteed employment. In the year 2012-13, The value was 46.2. That is, on average, 46.2 percentage was generated in the year 2012-13, and the mandate or percentage generated was relatively low in the year 2014-15, which was 40.17. That is, on average, 40 mandates or percentage was generated in the year 2014-15. During the recent years, the average mandate or percentage is 50. That is, in the year 2021-22, the value is 50.07. That is, we can say that on average 50 mandates was generated in this program or by this program in the year 2021-22. On the whole, if you consider the entire period, then we can say that the 50 is the average value of mandates during this period. If we consider the average wage rate, there is the provision of the minimum wage rate in this program, in MGNREGA program, and therefore the average wage rate gradually increasing year after year, because the statutory minimum wage rate was also gradually revised from year after year. In the year 2012-13, the average wage rate was 121.41 rupees, which increased to rupees 208.85 in the year 2021 and 22. That is, we can say that the average wage rate gradually increased during this period under this scheme. And another important provision of the MGNREGA is the payment. There is the provision of the payment within the 15 days of the completion of the job, completion of the work. But during the earlier years or previous years, if you consider the years of 2012-13, 13-14, 14-15, or up to 16-17, the only 50% or here 26.85% in the year 2014-15, these households are only able to get their wage rate or their income within 15 days. That is, there was the delay of the payment after completion of the work. But during the recent years, as many as 97% workers are able to get their monetary benefit from MGNREGA within the 15 days of the completion of the work. That is an improvement and during the recent years. The evidence suggests that the performance of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program is relatively higher compared to the earlier program, compared to the earlier employment generating program. This program, MGNREGA program, able to generate the employment for the weaker section of the society, that is specifically for SCs and STs as well as for the rural women. It also able to increase the rural informal wage rate, rural agricultural wage rate, and it also able to increase the standard of living of the rural household. That helps to reducing their poverty. And accordingly, C.P. Chandrasekhar and Jayati Ghosh, they argued that MGNREGA is necessarily inclusive at the most basic economic terms. But there are some limitations of these programs. And if you consider this, the limitation of this program, then the major limitation is related with the coverage of this program. In this program, there is the provision of 100 days guaranteed employment, but in reality, only 9% of the household are obtained this 100 days guaranteed employment. The average mandates in our country is nearly 50 mandates during the last 10 years. Therefore, the coverage of this program is limited. And another important criticism of this program is the corruption. And the SCAG in our country, they in their report, they mentioned that the non-delivery of the basic entitlements in respect of work on demand, timely payment of wages, payment of unemployment allowances, and worksite facilities. As well as they have also mentioned other problems which are related with poor performance in self-targeting, weak planning and ad hoc selection of the works, and top-down implementation, low transparency, and poor accountability. That is, if we consider this corruption as mentioned by the CAG, then we can say that the provision that mentioned in this act are not able to fulfill when we consider its performance. There are also other problems which are related with the generation of the assets. That is, MGNREGA program not able to generate a sustainable productive asset in the rural areas, as well as there is also the problem relating with the master role. Master role is the attendance of the participation of the worker under this program, and there is the evidence of tempering the master roles. If we consider the impact of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program, then we can say that at certain extent it creates the benefit for the rural household, particularly for the SC household, for the ST household, for the rural women, and in certain extent it also able to increase the rural informal wage rate, which are treated as the beneficial impact or favorable impact for the rural region. But as regards the corruption of this program, due to the rampant corruption of this program, the effectiveness of the program is limited, that we have observed under the performance of the different program. Therefore, we suggest the effective implementation of this program, and we call for drastic renovation of the scheme with greater transparency and accountability through the social audits. If we consider this program with effective implementation and we are able to overcome the corruption of this program, then only we can obtain its full benefit, and then only we are able to overcome the problem of unemployment and underemployment in our country, specifically in the rural areas of our countries. Thank you.